This is 7 News.
Tonight, the search for survivors after an asylum seeker tragedy claims the life of a baby boy. More dangerous rock attacks in Perth's north.
Could have gone through the windscreen and killed me.
The Duchess of Cambridge reaches her due date, but the royal baby wait continues. And the cricket decision that's caused Ashes outrage.
And he's still there, Stuart Raw. What's he standing there for?
From the studios of 7 Perth, Blake Johnson.
Good evening. A baby boy is dead and 8 people are missing after an asylum seeker boat capsized on its way to Australia. A search and rescue operation is still underway tonight, 160 kilometres north of Christmas Island, where the vessel first began taking on water. 88 survivors were pulled from the sea almost 4 hours after their boat was hit by a large wave. And Mia Greaves is tracking the operation from the Maritime Rescue Centre in Canberra. Mia, what's the latest on the search? OK, thanks, Mia. A driver narrowly escaped injury after a rock was thrown at his windscreen overnight. It was one of 2 attacks in the same spot in a matter of minutes and follows another 2 serious attacks the night before. Alexis Donkin reports. Football fans heading to tomorrow's Western Derby are being warned to allow extra time to get there due to Perth's train shutdowns. Chantel Tui is at West Leederville Station. Chantel, how much of an impact have we seen already?
Well, Blake, thousands of people have been adapting to the train station shutdown since those changes last night. The Public Transport Authority says so far so good, but the big test will be tomorrow afternoon when 43,000 footy fans make their way to Patterson Stadium in Subi for the Western Derby. Now, if you are catching public transport there, here is the official advice. The Fremantle line is closed, so buses will leave from every station. Armidale, Midland or Thornley line passengers, you'll stop at Claysbrook and then catch a bus to the stadium. The Mandurah line will take you to the Esplanade bus port and then a bus to the Oval. Joondalup passengers are best off walking from Leederville Station and that'll take about 15 minutes. Now, Blake, the main message here is plan ahead and allow more time than usual, around about half an hour.
Thanks, Chantel. West Coast Eagles teenager Murray Newman walked out while playing for Swan Districts in the Waffle today. Newman went to the change rooms at quarter time, grabbed his bag and did not return. Eagles football manager Neil Danaher was there.
I need to find out a few more facts and then I'll have a chat to you.
The 19-year-old was charged with causing grievous bodily harm in November last year and will face court again in 2 months. A 20-year-old Bayswater man has been killed in a car crash in Guildford. The man lost control around a bend on Great Eastern Highway about 1 o'clock this morning and hit a power pole. The major crash squad is investigating if speed is to blame. They want any witnesses to contact Crime Stoppers. One of Perth's most prestigious boys' schools has defended its decision to build a 3-kilometre fence around its grounds, saying it has to protect its students from potential harm. But Salter Point locals say it blocks their access to the river. The Duchess of Cambridge's due date has arrived, if British tabloids are to be believed, but there's still no sign of the royal baby. Mike Amor is outside St Mary's Hospital in London and it could be only a matter of time before we hear the pitter-patter of a future king or queen's feet. Stay with us on 7 after the break. Another train tragedy. 6 killed in a high-speed derailment. And meet the newly crowned Miss Universe Australia.
It was a pretty upsetting situation and
A message to Perth.
there's a little bit more that we can do.
What Nick Natanui saw that made him speak out.
When there's kids involved, it always hits home a little hardest.
How he hopes to make a difference.
Got to do something about it.
A 7 News exclusive, Monday.
Police believe a body found in Australind is that of missing Bunbury teenager Joshua McLeod. Police were searching for Joshua near the Australind Tavern where he was last seen 2 weeks ago. Yesterday afternoon, a body was discovered near Old Coast Road. Police say the death is not being treated as suspicious. Up to 100 people rallied at Parliament House angry at government plans to ban certain breeds of dogs, such as pit bulls. The protesters say breed-specific legislation is no different to racial discrimination.
It's blame the deed, not the breed. We're all about responsible pet ownership.
The Barnett government is currently considering toughening up breed-specific laws, which include harsher penalties for owners of dangerous dogs. French authorities are investigating their country's worst rail accident in 25 years after a high-speed train derailed, killing at least 6 people. The train hit a station platform near Paris, injuring dozens more. The death toll from last weekend's plane crash at San Francisco Airport has risen to 3. A young girl who was a passenger on board the Asiana Airlines plane had been in a critical condition since the accident.
We have all done everything that we could to take care of this young lady.
Also, police have confirmed one of the first 2 fatalities, a teenage girl, was run over by a fire truck at the scene. A preliminary investigation has found the plane was flying too low and too slowly as it approached the runway. A young Pakistani girl shot in the head by the Taliban has made another remarkable step in her recovery, addressing the United Nations. In her first speech since the attack, 16-year-old Malala Yousafzai says she's more passionate than ever about the importance of educating girls.
They thought that the bullet would silence us, but they failed.
Malala was shot last October and has been receiving treatment in the UK. The new Miss Universe Australia is a self-confessed nerd who is studying to become a surgeon. 19-year-old Olivia Wells, who's just returned from volunteer medical work in Tonga, won over the crowd despite getting tongue-tied.
I've been I'm studying Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery at Montage University. Yes, nerd power.
Olivia from Victoria will compete for the world crown in Moscow in November. Sport now with Adrian Barich, and the first Ashes test has been touched by controversy, Barra.
Sure has, Blake, and the match has swung England's way. That's next. Plus, we count down to Derby 38 and angry Aussies. An umpiring howler and Stuart Broad's refusal to walk has cricket greats calling for a sacking.
And he's still there, Stuart Broad. What's he standing there for?
And a fright for Cats fans with Stevie J facing an anxious wait. The first Ashes test has all but slipped from Australia's grasp after a day tainted by controversy at Trent Bridge. The Aussies are fuming after Stuart Broad clearly edged a catch to Michael Clarke and the appeal was rejected. And now some cricket greats are calling for Broad to be banned. Yes, so Australia will need a record score to win the first test after Ian Bell notched a century early on day 4. England now leads by 275 runs. To footy now, and the West Coast Eagles will go into tomorrow's big Western Derby with their weakest team for the season. Today, Brad Shepherd withdrew from Derby 38 due to injury. 19-year-old Adam Carter to make his debut. Geelong thumped Melbourne by 68 points today, with the Demons slumping to a new low, recording a record low 19 inside 50s. In the other games, Hawthorn beat Port by 45 points, while Richmond snuck home by 9 points against the Gold Coast Suns. And in the waffle today, Swan Districts upset ladder leaders Claremont, while Perth beat Subiaco by 26 points. Two-time champion Alberto Contador is closing in on leader Chris Froome at the Tour de France. Froome's advantage over Contador was cut to 2 minutes and 45 seconds after stage 13. Sprint king Mark Cavendish claimed his 25th career win. And in rugby news, first it was James O'Connor and now Kurtley Beale has been dumped by the Melbourne Rebels for next season. That's all in sport. Don't forget our special Derby coverage tomorrow starts at 2 p.m. May the best team win. Now here's Blake.
Thanks, Barra. There could be some showers on the way. I'll have the forecasts next, plus the winning numbers for Saturday Night Lotto. Bit of a mixed day outside today. We had 0.2 in the rain gauge in the city, and we're looking at a shower or two for the Derby tomorrow. Our maximum for today was 20.6 at 2:20 this afternoon, and it got down to 6.6 just after 6:30 this morning. Right now in the city, it's 16.4. On the chart, a low pressure system in the Bight is moving towards the southeast. A cold front will move over the southwest tonight and early tomorrow. For country areas, sunny throughout the northwest, 34 for Kununurra and Broome. Mostly sunny in Geraldton, showers in the southwest and the south coast. Bunbury 20, Kalgoorlie sunny and 19. Across the Nullarbor, it's raining tomorrow all the way down the east coast from Cairns to Hobart and across to Adelaide as well. Darwin gets all the sun. On local waters, wind will be northwesterly at 10 to 15 knots, then north-northwesterly. The swell's up around 2.5 metres. In the city tomorrow, the Bureau's given us a 40% chance of rain for the Western Derby. If we do get showers, they'll head south in the late afternoon, so it shouldn't be too wet at the footy, a top of 21 degrees. Showers will increase on Monday and we might see a storm on Tuesday. It looks like it'll start to clear by Thursday. Get your numbers ready. Let's check Saturday Lotto. Good luck. That's all from the 7 News team for now. I'll have updates throughout the evening. Good night.